Okay. All right. Okay, so we are now talking about inequalities. So we're not talking about equalities. We're talking about things that are not equal. Okay? And when two things are not equal, there are a couple of different ways that they can be related to each other. One thing that could happen is that one of them could be greater than the other one. And so if that happens, then this is the symbol that you use to show that. Okay, yeah, my board is kind of freaking out a little bit. So if you see a symbol like that, then that means greater than. Another thing that could happen is one of the things could be less than the two of the other one, okay? So first symbol is greater than, second symbol is less than. And to try to remember which side is which, there's a couple of different ways. One thing, Hannah, really, come on now. One thing is, pay attention. Okay, well, just let it go. It's all over. One way that you can do that is that this side of the symbol is wider than this side. Okay? So that means the thing on the left is bigger than the side on the right. Whereas this one here is switched around, so on this one, the thing on the right is bigger than the thing on the left. Okay? The other way that you can think about it is this is a mouth. And the alligator mouth, and the alligator eats the bigger number because they're greedy, okay? So this is the bigger number over here. This is the bigger one over there, okay? So that's how things can be unequal to each other. And then you can also combine them. And so if you put a greater than thing with a line underneath, that means the two things, the thing on the left is either greater than or equal to. Either one is good, okay? Or you can switch that around and write it like this and say that the thing on the left is, bless you, less than or equal to. Okay? So those are your four different options for inequalities. Okay? Yes?
Sure. For every problem, if we don't know it's greater than or less than, can we put the greater than or equal to?
Or equal to, and just hope no. They're going to give you that.
Oh.
Okay? And then you need to go from there. All right, so let's start with an easy one. If I write 5 and 7,
Less than.
which, yeah, then I'm going to go 5 is less than 7. Okay? So that one goes that way. If I change this to be 5 and negative 7, right, now that the 7 is negative, that means that 5 is greater than negative 7. Okay? All right, or I could make it a little bit trickier and make a math problem over here. How does 13 minus 9 compare to 6? Ooh, Michael. Oh, you didn't even know the answer when you were less than, okay? Because yes, 13 minus 9 is 4, and 4 is less than 6, all right? And then I can also do a little multiplication here. How does 2 times 8 compare to 10? Gauge? Greater than, good, because 2 times 8 is 16, and 16 is greater than 10, okay? Does that make sense? Michael?
Were you good at math?
I love it when you guys ask me questions that have nothing to do with what I'm talking
It's
about.
math related.
How good are Call of Duty?
I'm all good. Yeah, that's fun.
Okay, but since this is a pre-algebra class, like we have been doing before, we want to focus on things with variables, okay? So if I tell you that x is less than 5, we don't know what x is. But all we know is that x has to be less than 5. So Matthew, give me a possible solution for x being less than 5. 4. Okay? So one thing that would make that true is if x is equal to 4. Somebody raise their hand and give me another one that would make x is less than 5 be true. Josh? Okay, x could also equal 2. Okay? Yes, Alyssa. Okay, Good, then we could go way into the negative ones, negative 110. Okay, excellent. What is the highest number that you can think of that is still less than
4.9.
5? Emily?
4.9.
4.9?
Yes.
Okay. Can anybody think of a number bigger than that? Yes. No? Okay. Yes? Okay, yeah, we could go bigger than that. We could go 4.925. Nice. You could really go 4.9999999.
And 10 repeating times.
Right.
And 9
With,
tenths.
good. 4.9 with the repeating sign.
Oh, Mr. Olsen got one.
Okay, hold on. Which means that if I'm going to name a number less than 5, I can, bless you, get that number as close to 5 as I want to. In other words, if you say 4.9 with 100 nines on the end, I'm going to say 4.9 with 101 nines on the end, and my number that I came up with is bigger than the answer that you gave. Matthew?
You can also do 4.9 repeated in 9 tenths.
Well, that's kind of redundant. That's kind of the same thing. Gage?
Yes.
4.9 to the billionth power.
Okay, so then you put a billionth, right? But then what I'm going to do, please stop doing that, Michael. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1,000,000,001 after there. Okay, so here's how you show this. Since this debate could go on forever, is you're going to draw a number line like this. Okay, and we know that our cutoff point is at 5 because x is less than 5. Okay. Can x equal 5?
Yes. Yes.
No, because 5 is not less than 5, so x cannot equal 5. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an open circle right there. And what that open circle stands for is that I can get as close to 5 as you want me to, okay? But I can't actually get to 5 itself. And then the numbers that I can use, do they happen on the left of that circle or the right? The left, because they are smaller than the 5, and so I'm going to sort of go off of what Alyssa said, and we didn't talk about that, but she said negative 110. We could play the same game with the negative numbers that we're playing with the 4.9s. You could go negative 110, you could go negative 210, you could go negative 510. You can go forever in the negative direction, okay? And all of those numbers will be less than 5. So this thing right here is a way to show every number that's less than 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. So if I want to show a number, let's go with A, that now is greater than 0, instead of trying to name all of those numbers, because that would take me literally forever, I'm going to make this number line. Where do I need to put my cut line?
Middle.
In the middle at 0. What goes around the little thing right there?
Little circle.
An open circle. And then which way does my arrow go?
Left.
To the, I want numbers greater than 0. Those numbers are to the right. Thank you. Okay, so those numbers, so all the numbers to the right. So that little number line graph that I have right there shows A is greater than 0, any number bigger than 0. And notice that if I have the letter first, this inequality symbol is like an arrow pointing in the direction that you want your arrow to go. So this is pointing to the right, so I need to draw my arrow to the right. This one is pointing to the left, so I need to draw my arrow to the left, okay? All right, how does that change if I change it to be y is less than or equal to 2? Okay, where's my cut line? You can just say it. Where is it? At 2. Okay, but this time, can my answer be 2? Yes, because it says y is less than or equal to 2. So to show that it could be 2, instead of making an open circle, I'm going to make a closed circle.
I get
Okay?
it. A dot. So
A dot.
closed circle means it can equal, open
Correct.
means it can't.
Open means it can't. Open circle means it can't equal a dot means it can. Okay? And so that thing right there that Matthew said, that is the 100% entire secret to everything that we're doing in this section. An open circle means it can't equal, a dot means that it can. Does this have anything to do with that? Okay, what? I can go back, yeah. Because I wasn't actually done with that problem. So y is less than or equal to 2. So we decided that since it can equal 2, that I needed to put a dot there at the 2. Now I need to draw an arrow, because it doesn't have to be 2. It can be less than that also. Which way is my arrow going to go? To the left. Okay? Because I want numbers that are less than 2, and those numbers are to the left. And also this arrow is pointing to the left, so that helps me figure that out. All right, so what about if I have m is greater than or equal to 3?
8.
What do I do? I'm not going to try and name all the numbers because that would take me forever.
Closed dot, but you put it at the very end.
So I'm going to have a closed dot where?
No. 3.
At 3, good.
Yeah.
And which way does my arrow go?
Right.
To the right, because I want bigger numbers. Okay? All right, so that's how we can graph on a number line those different things, and that helps us because it tells us all of the possible answers that we can have. Okay? All right, so let's do some problems, some examples. Okay, so we're taking the exact same stuff that we learned over the last couple days, and the only thing that's different, all the steps are the same, the only thing that's different is there's an inequality instead of an equality instead of an equal sign, and so we get to make a little graph when we're done. But the process is exactly the same. So Austin, x plus 7, what do I do to get rid of the 7? What's the opposite of adding 7?
Negative 7.
Subtracting 7. Okay? So we subtract 7 from here and from here. So those 7s cancel, just like we've been doing.
Negative 3.
That thing stays the same. Emily, we talked about this. So negative 10 and negative 7 make how much together? Emily, not Posy Bear. No, because what I'm doing here is what we talked about. I'm really adding a negative 7 to both sides. So the signs of these two numbers is the same. So it's going to be negative 17 because I add the numbers and keep the sign, okay? So that's my solution. Now I'm going to graph it. So I'm going to start by putting a little mark at negative 17. So here's the big question. Is it an open circle or is it a dot?
Dot.
How many people think dot? Oh, dang it, nobody else did. How many people think open circle? Okay, it's an open circle, okay, because it can be less than negative 17, but it can't equal negative 17. So that means it has to be an open circle. My arrow goes to the left or to the right?
Right.
To the left. Because I want the numbers that are less than negative 17, and those are to the left. Yes?
Oh, so you can tell if it's going to the left or the right, so like if the sign is facing
Yeah.
the other way.
Right. So this is telling you which direction to go. Yep. Absolutely. All right, let's try two more. Two more.
Mr. Owens, whatever happens, you want to let go over that.
Okay, what about t minus 11 is less than or equal to negative 22? First thing I need to do is get rid of that negative 11. What's the opposite of negative 11? Positive 11. So I'm going to go positive 11 here, and I'm going to go positive 11 here. So those cancel. The less than or equal to stays the same. Shh. Hold on. Shh. Almost done. Are the signs of those two numbers the same or are they different? They're different. So do I add them or subtract them? Subtract them. 22 take away 11 is 11. Will it be a positive 11 or a negative 11?
Negative.
Negative. Okay, good. So there's my solution. Now I need to graph it. So I'm going to put a mark at negative 11. $1,000,000 question. Is it an open circle or is it a dot? Kara?
Okay, dot.
Dot, yes, because it's less than or equal to. That means there's a dot. And does the arrow go to the left or the right? It goes to the left. Okay. Oh my goodness.
What?
I can tell already I'm going to really miss you guys this summer. It's been so much fun.
I'm humorous, let me go, man. Get that joke, Kara? You get it?
Okay, last one. That is a Z. That's why I put the little slash through it, so you know it's a Z, not a 2.
Well, that's how I know
Okay. That's how you tell it's a Z, not a 2. So I need to get rid of the plus 6. Yes? So I'm going to put minus 6. Okay? So minus 6 there, minus 6 there. Those cancel. Z is greater than or equal to. So I've got a negative 3 and I've got a minus 6. Are those signs the same or are they different?
Different.
They're the same. All I see is 2 negative signs. So what do I do with the numbers?
Add.
Add them together. 3 and 6 makes 9. And it's going to stay as a negative 9. What number do I write on my graph? Negative 9. Open circle or a dot?
Dot.
Dot, because it says greater than or equal to, and the line goes
Left.
to the right.
To the right.
Why?
Because Z is
Yeah.
greater than or equal to that, and the numbers that are bigger than negative 9 are to the right. Okay? Plus, like Kara said, the little arrow thing is telling you which direction to go. It's going to the right. Pointing to the right.
What? Like, you? You love That's your obvious. Can you give me a shout out? Shout out, Mama 668.